Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, hi. I want to start off with a confession. I'm a dwarf. I've said it. I've said it. There we go. You probably all know what a dwarf is. Thank you, Game of Thrones. It's, I'm not that kind of dwarf. I'm not like Tyrion Lannister. I don't roam around on the streets shouting, I am the god of tits and wine. I don't like wine. But now, the reason why I started off with this confession is because when I started doing stand up comedy, I did not realize that I was a dwarf. It came as quite a shock to me. I always knew there was something different about me, but I never realized that I was a dwarf. I did not feel any connection with the word dwarf. And it was actually quite a shock for me. For years, I thought I was a vampire. Each time I looked into a mirror, I didn't see anything. But that was weird. Thank you. Thank you. But when I started doing comedy and nobody knew who I was, I always asked the person who would announce me on stage to say nothing about me. Just keep it as neutral as possible. Just don't say anything. Don't lower the microphone. Just keep it up there. And as soon as I got up on stage, I could feel the crowd getting this tension. They were all like, "Oh my god, it's a dwarf. Does he know? Oh no, what's he gonna do? This is a comedy show. Are we allowed to laugh with it? Oh no, what's gonna? Oh no, he's going for the microphone. Oh no, it's too high. It's too high. What's gonna happen? Is he gonna tell us sad stories?" And then I would stumble a bit and then take the microphone and I would wait for a couple of seconds and just look kind of mad at them. And then I would tell one joke about myself. And from that moment on, you could feel the tension leaving the room. Everybody was like, "Oh, he knows. Oh, oh man. He knows. He's okay." And from that moment on, I knew I have to play with these human reactions. I mean, it's okay to do that. It's okay, and I have to do it as well. I make jokes about myself, but a lot of people come up to me after a show and they ask me, "Why are you always making jokes about yourself?" And I'm not really doing that. What I actually do is I just tell what happens when I enter a room or get on a stage or whatever. And people laughing with it is just it just means that it's recognizable. That's all. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to have those thoughts. It's okay to have those reactions. I have them as well. I do it as well. First time I had my black friend come over, I offered him coffee. And in my haste, I said, "You want milk, sugar, or just And for one second, it felt really uncomfortable, but then I laughed with it, and he as well, and we got on with our lives, and we drank coffee. Black. It's, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me give you another example. At one point in my show, I tell the audience, "Hooray, I have found a girlfriend." And the minute I say that, I can hear them all thinking, "Is she also It's okay. It's okay to do that. I think we should do it because asking questions and having those reactions, it's what we do when we are children. And we lose that feeling when we grow adult. And I just think it's a shame. I mean, I work a lot with children lately, and everything's legal. But yeah, we're in Belgium. It's but it's quite remarkable to see how they act around me. At first, they're always a bit scared, a bit shy. They don't know what they're seeing. It's something weird for them. But after a while, they get over that shyness and they come over to me because they have imagination, they have questions, and they come to me and they ask me questions, and I answer them like I would answer to any question. And it makes them accept me fully. Like in a way, I'm a part of them. I'm not different for them. I'm like them. We have the same height, and it's but no, they really accept me, and it's because they were allowed to ask these questions. If someone else would have come between them and said you can't ask that, they wouldn't have done it, and they would never have fully accepted me because they would have had questions. It's normal to have questions, and it's that feeling that there's a lot of people who think it's normal to not listen to your inner child. They say it's part of being a normal human adult. But I ask them, what is normal? I don't know what normal is either. I mean, if I look at my own hand, this looks perfectly normal to me. But for you, it all looks a bit different. But I would never know that, and you would never know that if you never asked me any questions about it. So I think we should ask each other questions. It's that what we have to do. And in the beginning, it's pretty hard. I mean, for me, for example, in the beginning of my career, realizing that I was really different, what I had been denying to myself for all these years, having to realize that you are different, you are a dwarf. It's pretty hard in the beginning, but I've learned to accept it. And that is what makes my life easier now. It also makes my comedy life easier because now I can play with these feelings. Now I walk around on the streets thinking, I have to do something that's weird. Just to tickle my own imagination. I love doing that kind of stuff, you know? What I do sometimes now is I walk up to a person on the street and I ask them directions to a place that I already know where it is. I love doing that. When they start explaining it to me, I interrupt them. And I tell them how I should get there. And they just don't know what happens. And I find it hilarious because they never saw it coming. And I know for the rest of the day, they'll be thinking, what in God's name happened to me? But you know, I do it because maybe at some point it will tickle their brain and tickle their imagination and release their inner child again. You know, and maybe it'll spread. Maybe they'll do it as well to someone. Maybe it'll infect the whole of the world and we'll all be asking questions to each other. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe you should all go out and do weird stuff. It's okay. And who knows, maybe you'll have a nice chat with someone, or at least you'll have a laugh sometimes. All right, that was my talk for today. I'm really glad you guys were so kind to me. Last time I did a TED talk, the guy before me was a professor in robotics, and he did something very strange. He made music with robots and danced with them, naked. Let's just say I felt very normal that day. All right, thank you very much.